we are going to present a very hot topic and current issue regarding to Afghanistan crisis. So how Taliban comes into the power and the history of the Taliban. Today we have see about this today's topic. So friends, here we see here we can see here a left hand side picture of the Ashraf Ghani, who is the ex-president of the Afghanistan, and the recent on the 15th August he left the country and ruled out their powers, their government to the Taliban. And in the right side, we can see here Mullah Abdullah Ghani Baradar, who will be the next president of the Taliban. So, friends, next moving on the next current situations of the Afghanistan. Now we can see, friends, left hand side, you can see here in the picture the how Taliban will came into the Kabul, and all the captured all the lands captured by the Talibani in the Afghanistan. And in the right side, how the peoples of Afghanistan, how Afghan people moved and do migrations in other countries, and it's very hard heartbreak moment for all the community who trust in the peace. So friends, now moving on the history of Afghanistan. So what is the history of Afghanistan? In 522 before Christ, between the 486, the Persia conquered Afghanistan. When Persia comes into the Afghanistan, they grab it all the lands of the Afghanistan, and we know that in 329, between the 326, the Alexander, when the comes into the Afghanistan, the weight of Macedonia, and the conquered and the grabbed all the lands of the Afghanistan and the ruled by the Alexander. Then in the era of the 605 or 52, Arabs introduced it himself as the Islamic nations or Islamic country. So in 1930, in 132 descendants of Govid rulers conquered Afghanistan, then comes to the 1613 to 1689 uprising against the Mughal government, because Mughal government is also in the Afghanistan. So in 17th century, the Nadir Shah is the head of who is the head of Persia, occupies all the parts of the Afghanistan, and in 1747, when the Shah is assassinated, then Afghan established the modern Afghanistan himself. Though, so then in the 1773 to 1719, through the rule of the Taimur Shah, internal revolts happens in the Afghanistan, and then 1826, the Muhammad Khan establishes all the controls over the Afghanistan. Then in 1836, Britishers are comes into the Afghanistan. They grab some parts of the Afghanistan to by using the troops. So then against Afghanistan is independent again, and the 1934, we know that USC gives a formal recognition to the Afghanistan as a Afghanistan nations. So then the Taliban rises in the 1994, and in 2001, Taliban destroyed their historical momentums also. So friends, what are the languages speaks in the Afghanistan by the people? Because most common language is the Eastern Parsi or Dari or Pashto languages also there, who is belongs to Pashtun regions is between the Pakistan and Afghanistan. So other languages are also spoken by the peoples who's Uzbek and Turkmen also. There are 13 minor languages in the Afghanistan which spoken by the peoples of the Afghanistan. Then there is a big difference in the literacy rates for the males and females, because there has no schools for the females. There is no literacy rate for the females, because the Taliban and Afghan government don't allow the women to teach or to go to the school. So it is very bad conditions in the Afghanistan. Then the religions, what is the religion of the Afghanistan? The people of the Afghanistan followed by whose religions? Then in mid 1918s, we have seen that the Hindus and Sikhs in various cities, mainly Kabul and Kandahar. So nowadays we have seen that 99% are Muslim is there. Then again divided by the Sunnis and Shias. There were around the 74 to 80% Sunnis there, and in 19 to 25% is Shia is there. So small Jewish communities also existed in the Afghanistan also. So friends, moving ahead, now we're seeing what is the Taliban, how Taliban rises in the Afghanistan, how they rule in between the 1996 to 2001, and all the 5 years, how the Afghanistan's peoples are suffering a lot of problems during the Taliban rule on the Afghanistan. So peoples are suffers a lot of problems. So the main question is arises that how Taliban comes, how Taliban's born in the Afghanistan, because we know that when the Cold War is happening between the USA and USSR, then Afghanistan is very important, both of them, and the USSR controls Afghanistan in between 1970 to 1989. So as the ideology of we know that USSR has the belonging communist ideology, and also in Afghanistan there are communist government is also there in between 1970 to 1989. So as well, the in this way the America supports their local students who against the USSR, who don't support the USSR policies. So that's why America gives the support in the form of money, in the form of guns, in the form of weapons. So that's why that group of the students call himself as a Taliban, because we know that in the Pashto regions the the student call is the Taliban. So that's why that 15 groups of the student is called himself as Taliban, and that's why the journey of the Taliban is started from that moment. So friends, then Taliban is rises in the Afghanistan day by day. They grab all the lands, they destroy all their historical spoils, they punish all the peoples, and they interested to implement their Sharia law in the uh, which given in the Quran. So friends, now moving to the laws of the Taliban, how Taliban implement their laws to enforce the laws on the peoples. So, friends, the Taliban is one of the style of government known as a religious dictatorship. We know that the Taliban is also belonging to the Islamic religions, and they obey their own religious is very cruel manners, and the people under Taliban rule are the not free to choose their own religions to criticize the Taliban. So the Taliban applied a particularly strict interpretation of Islam also. Then friends, the most important is the Taliban follow a very strict version of the Sharia, because the Sharia is a traditional interpretation of Islamic law. So most countries do not apply Sharia as strictly as the Taliban, because Taliban apply the Sharia very strictly. Here we have some the laws regarding the Taliban which apply on the people by the Taliban. So there is some rules that men must have the grow beards and cut their mustaches, and the laughing, clapping, or shouting at outside event is illegal. So, friends, all non-religious books are banned in the Afghanistan by the Taliban laws. The swords and toys are forbidden for the people. The families are not allowed to take photography as well, because we don't have to allow the take the selfie of ourselves. Families are not allowed to take photographs. Making video is not allowed in the Taliban by the laws of the Taliban. So display a picture of any living things is not also allowable. Then you are not allowed to fly kites or our own birds and as pets. So Muslim families may not listen to music. All children must have to Muslim names. And all non-Muslims, that including Hindus and Jews, must wear yellow clothes or carry a yellow cloth. So it is very illegal to question to the police when they are punishing an offender. So that that the most crucial laws by the Taliban. So people are so much difficult to live there in the Afghanistan. So nowadays we have seen what happened in the next. So the life of women under the Taliban is very crucial, because women must wear the burqa at the all times, It's compulsory. It's compulsory by the Taliban rules or laws. The women are not allowed to get an education, talk to a male unless they are related to them or married to them. Wear nail polish, lipstick, or makeup is banned by the Taliban laws, and travels anywhere without the male relative. So such kind of the laws are implemented or influencing by the Taliban. So you can think how the people survives under the Taliban's rules nowadays. So friends, here we can see that some many groups of Talibani is active in the Afghanistan, and itself Taliban is there, Haqqani network is there, Lashkar-e-Islam is there, Lashkar-e-Taiba is there. So what are the Taliban intentions and directives toward the Afghan people? Because the Taliban said that the to keep peoples and their property safe is their missions, and do not let those peoples that love money and take our local people's property and cause them to problems. So they also told about the keep good relationship with your friends and the local people, and do not let the enemy divide or separate you. So what are the interventions? Taliban told about the told that they don't have to beat ISF military. ISF means International Security Assistance Force, and just outlast international will to remain in Afghanistan. So then continue population outreach and protections programs. Then they successful asymmetric operations is there. Then expand lethal improvised explosive devices and high-profile attacks to deny ISF freedom of movement. So there are some intentions related to Taliban. Some directive is also there. The mistreating population, do not forcibly taking personal weapons, taking children to conduct jihad, punishment by maiming, forcing people to pay donations, searching homes, kidnapping people for money. These are some directives by the Taliban. So friends, so now we know that Taliban comes into the power in the Afghanistan. So how the governance of Taliban uh, in Taliban structures before 2001 and Taliban structure in 2009. So in we are compared those structures as understand to how the Taliban governance will be nowadays. So there are traditional ministers like Minister of Defense, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Minister of Education, Minister of Finance, Minister of Prevention of Vice and Promotion of Virtue. So if in the Inner Shura, Supreme Inner Shura is the supreme ruling body and makes all the decision within the Omar Mullah guidance before 2001. Then Central Shura is also there. In that 20 to 16 members are there. Then local Shura is very important before 2001. When they comes into the power in 1996 to 2001. But after the 2009, there's some modified the structures of the governance. So inner Shura's committees including the military, finance, ideology, administratives, politicals, propagandas, and intelligence is also included. So in the inner Shura, there were 18 members organized in committees. Then the in divided by the regional commanders. Then regional shuras divided in the ad hoc shuras or committees, and then provisional shuras governance. So inner shura is a supreme ruling body nowadays, and it is a decision based on the consensus and within Omar guidance. So then regional shura direct and oversees policy limited to decision-making authority, and provincial Shura enforces implements directives respected to local concerns. So friends, now we have to see what happened in the futures, how Talibani governance under Afghanistan's, how the all worlds adapted to Taliban governance, yes or not. We have to see that how the approach of our country regarding to the Taliban government, how the India approach for the Taliban is, because our leader of country said that there is no good Taliban or no good not bad Taliban. So we have to see in the future what happened, what regarding all the policies the world makes, whatever the policies regarding the Taliban, and how perspective is happen in the future. So let's let's see in the future. So from today, thank you so much from our side. I hope you better understand how Taliban comes into the Afghanistan, how they now governance is there by the Taliban. So yeah, thank you so much. Keep watching our YouTube channel, and please, if you like our channel, please like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, thank you so much. God bless you.